I'm a superhero comic book artist who doesn't read superhero comics. I know this may come as a surprise, being that this is what I do for a living, but I don't really read superhero comics. And no, this doesn't mean that I'm cooler than you just because I don't read superhero comics. I'm cooler than you for many other reasons. And this is no shade, of course, to the creators of these books. I'm sure there's some wonderful work in here. I just would never really know. I'm gonna be so real with you. I'm not really drawn to superhero stuff. Yes, I do read superhero comics sometimes, just not often enough to call myself a fan or a stan or anything like that. I do love to read otherwise though, and I love to read comic books. On a regular day, you might catch me reading something like The Eternauts or The Nice House on the Lake, or usually like an art book by one of my favorite artists, something by like Victor Kalvachev or Sergio Topi or Michael Leonard, RIP, huge fan of his work. Or just a regular novel like I Who Have Never Known Men or Piranesi. You know, I read, I'm literate. So it's going to be really interesting today to see what lies inside one of these books that I've worked on. I'm going to just go to my shelf and close my eyes and pick one at random and see what I find. I'm scared. I got like mini cancelled for this when it first came out. When was this? Was this last year? Last Pride. So this book, The Amazing Spider-Man number 52, was a part of Marvel's Pride collection for that year. I did four covers in total. But the thing about this that makes it kind of controversial is that they had this Pride Allies idea going on at the time where it was supposed to be like, hey, here's your favorite hero, you know this guy, you love this guy, and he's an ally to the queer community. And so that was supposed to be kind of like, hey, you know, if your favorite hero is cool with queer people and nice to queer people, then you should be too, I guess. That was kind of my interpretation of the brief. I don't think any of us, while working on it, quite anticipated what the feedback was going to be like. But people were not happy. People were not happy. You guys hated it. You guys hated the idea. And there had to be like some clarification on what the intention was behind it, and then people kind of settled down and got into it. But I was kind of like, okay, I just want to forget this happened and move on with my life and not get into the comment section about it, not get into any of all that crazy shit, because so this will be my first time, truly my first time ever opening this book and reading it and seeing what all the fuss was about. Okay, so far I'm seeing a few different spider villains. We have Craven the Hunter looking fucking crazy, looking like a lunatic. We also have, is that the Green Goblin? Again, guys, I want to remind you as I'm going through this that I am not a superhero nerd. I don't know what I'm talking about. If I get a name wrong, if I get any type of references wrong, if I don't know something, deal with it. All right, this is not my house. This is not my expertise. I literally just draw these people for a living and keep it pushing. I don't know all that much about them. I don't know more than the average person would really know about superheroes. So like, ease up, be nice. But I do like learning about these things, and I have learned a lot about these characters and their stories through doing this for a living. So if you do have any like fun facts that you want to share in the comments, feel free to do so. Get rude and get blocked. Am I right? um, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't care. Oh my god, I don't care. There is Spider-Man. There are some other spider-related people in here. But Jesus Christ Almighty, I do not care. And also, I'm here at the very end. Let me just go back through one more time to be sure. He's not in it. You guys, the queer person that this was supposed to be like celebrating is not in the book. Okay, what the fuck? Why did I do this? How did this happen? Like, mind you, when I take on a cover job like this, I am not given, usually not given the details about what's going on inside the book. If I am even given like a copy ahead of time, it's usually an unfinished copy without like the word bubbles or anything that would like give the story away. And that's just for me to have like reference of what the characters look like. Sometimes I'll get like a short, a very brief, like literally one sentence about what, just a general vibe of what the story is and what's going on. So I can just know what I need to do, what I need to execute, what is expected of me, you know, as an illustrator. But I'm not given like a full copy ahead of time so I can read and know what the story is. It doesn't make my job harder at all. In fact, I think it's quite helpful so that I can just like focus on what I do best, which is just putting shapes and color together in aesthetically appealing ways. I don't really need much of a story. I just need context. Just need context. I need to know like what the character relationships are like. I need to know like what their powers are, what, you know, what their like their general story, like who this character is really all I need to do a cover. I don't need the actual full story of the issue. Just like characters, references, backstory, and vibe. And then I can just do my job. So saying all of that to say, I don't, in most cases, have any idea of what the story is about. So I had no idea that this guy wouldn't even be in the fucking book. He's not in the book. Bitch, he's not in there. God, what was his name? What's his name? North Star. To those who thought that they were going to get North Star in this book, he's not in there, babe. And I don't know who you need to talk to about that. Yeah, I'm just not sure what the intention was here ultimately. Like, no shade to the team. I had a wonderful time working on these covers, and my editor was so sweet, and just I remember having a blast, and I remember just like loving all the artwork I created for these books, and I still love them, even though like that's a gorgeous cover. Like, let's be so fucking for real, guys. If there's one thing I did, was my job. All right, everything else I don't know. I don't know what happened here. I just know that we worked hard on this book. You know, I know that the team worked hard on this book. And sometimes things just don't turn out the way that you hope. Sometimes you have a vision and it just doesn't land the way that you hope. It happens. I have no regrets, no hard feelings about this part of my career. I was very happy to be a part of this. And I'm very happy to look back at it and just kind of laugh and see, you know, and learn from it. About the cover itself, I was going for like an early 2000s action movie type of vibe. Specifically think of like the Bourne movies or like Transporter. I wanted that action movie blue, 2000s, early 2000s action movie blue. Like a lot of movies did this thing where it was just like this one high contrast blue color. because I wanted that and just like a really dynamic shot, like, you know, this diagonal cityscape with both of these heroes just coming at you. And I think I did an amazing job. Like, this is a beautiful, beautiful cover that I'm very proud to have as part of my portfolio. Guys, I'm so good at my job. I'm so proud of myself. This is cool. This is cool, and you guys should read it. This was The Amazing Spider-Man number 52, my Pride Allies variant.